Hello everyone, my name is Hector Mendoza. I was asked to post a video on how to add a skylight in Xactimate. So when you're doing this, there's a couple of things you got to keep in mind. And so here are a few little skylights that are created in Xactimate. Now, when you're doing this kind of ceiling, which is called a tray, you're limited to a few things, and that is if I can't tell it to give me a different size between here and here. In other words, if I wanted to offset it to the left or to the right or up or down, I don't have that. You have limitations. So, but there's ways to get around that, and I'm going to show you. So, if you look right in here, this little between here and here, let me show you between this area and the first point, that is your distance to the opening. So when you're in Xactimate and you go to your preferences, you see this distance to the opening. That's that one that I just showed you. The distance to the recess, so that one there is from this area right here to this area right here. Okay, so when they talk about that's what they're talking about. Okay, so you can do a few different kinds. If you're not real concerned about the positioning of the skylight, which it really doesn't matter when it comes to mathematics and how much you're gonna pay for that, the painting, sheetrock, or in drywall. Um, what's gonna end up happening is when you select ceiling from your Xactimate, it's actually gonna give you this little area, that little area, this little area, and this little area, and all of that's going to be added into your ceiling. Now it is removing this part right here from the ceiling, but the difference that you're adding is a lot more, and I'm going to go into it in detail so you understand when you're doing this what you're getting into. Okay, so like I said, I could so if you want to know the size of this particular window that's being removed from the ceiling, you can always go into, you can put A for area, or you can go right here. So let's say I select A, or that icon, and I can draw myself a little box. Okay, and so if you want to get really detailed to make sure you get it exactly, then you can hit Control Enter, as it wasn't selected, and get the area, the square footage of that area, and that is you're looking at 35.99. Okay, so I just thought I showed that. So now, so let me show you the difference in the price. Okay, so this is called, living room 2. This is living room 3. I'm going to add the same drywall, and I'll add the drywall, and I will add, let me see, painting, so that you can see the price difference. Okay, so I'm going to get my search box on the side. So so I'm going to put first DRY, and then I'm going to put 1/2. So what I'm on the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to I'll use this one right here. You know, so it's going to be 1/2 drywall, hang tape, floated, ready to paint. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one, then I'm going to click on this one. Now I'm going to paint that. Actually, I'm going to seal it first, and then I'm going to paint it. So let's put PNTS, and I'm going to stain block it. Okay, the whole thing, just so you can see the difference in prices. Escape, and then I'm going to paint everything. PNTP, so paint, and then paint that. Okay, now I'm going to escape, and then we're going to go to the estimate. See, this is the same size room as this one here. The only difference is that this one, living room 2, has a sunlight. Yeah, sunlight. Okay, so let's go to the estimate. So if I go here and look at my estimate, I got the living room 2 and I got the living room 3. So now, you know, so here, let me get my telephone here. So my calculator. So you got 2,387.83 minus 2,176.72. So we're looking at $211 difference. Now, if you had 2 skylights, then that's just, now you're talking about $400 difference. But before you even get excited about that little bit extra money, you know, I get excited for my insured because I want to pay him everything I owe him. So, so there's something you do have to deduct from that equation, and let me explain. So I'm going to go to my sketch. In this scenario here, you see this area right here, this top. Here, let me enlarge it a little bit. A for area. You see this part right here. So the skylight goes up like this, right? All of this is sheetrock in some cases. Now the top part is going to be plastic glass or glass. So that's not going to be sheetrock. You're not going to paint that. You're not going to texture it, seal it. So you have to really technically remove that from that equation. Are you going to get caught when you're doing your when somebody's evaluating? More than likely, not. But I do it. Now, when I evaluate, I always look for things like that because I also evaluate adjusters when I'm in the field. Sometimes I go inside. Okay, so what you would do, this is the area 1, and this you can leave it there. So if I go here to my preferences, which is Control Enter, or I can click on that little thing. Now I have 15.99 square feet there. This technically should be removed from that equation. So 15.99. I'm going to see if I can copy and paste that part. Okay, so hit Control C, right? Now, so I'm going to go to living room 2 in my estimate. So in my drywall, oh, by the way, we're actually putting walls and ceiling, which we're only doing the ceiling. Okay, so let's first let's change it to what it's supposed to be. So in some cases you're going to do both, but in this I'm just talking about this one right here. So okay, now we just got the ceiling, so that's going to change the price, you know, but it is what it is anyway. But so let's look at those prices. That's for that one. So I got to change this other one too. Otherwise, we're going to have two different kind of. Not going to be apples to apples. Okay, so let's look at those prices again. Sketch. Estimate. Okay, so now, you know, so now the price. So we got 873.59 minus 662.48. That is not correct. Okay, so 873.59 minus 662.48 equals still $214. That's half of what it was, but still $214. If you were the customer or the insured, wouldn't you want your $214? That's going to pay for one person paid labor for a whole day. So you do want to, you know, be as precise as you can. But we do have to remove the 15.99 square feet, and that's going to be on the living room. I believe it's number 2. Yeah, living room number 2. Okay, so on this equation, living room number 2, you see right here, you're going to have to put ceiling minus here. Let me see. I should be able to hit Control V. Let me see, and it worked because, you know, remember I copied it from the pasteboard. Okay, so now we went from 258.46 square feet to 242.47. Now, what I could do is just hit Control C here and go to each one of those and hit Control V, go here, hit Control V. Now, oh, you have to hit Enter. Sorry about that. So Enter, click here, hit Enter. Okay, now everything's 240. So now let's see. It's not going to change it that much, but at least, you know how I always say, if we owe it to them, we're going to pay it, but if we don't owe it to them, we're not going to pay it. So now remember, we're sitting at 214.11, and just removing that little top part, it's going to, let's see what's going to, how bad that's going to do. So 819.55 minus 622.48 equals, now it's 197.07. So the difference was $214.11, $17. But not about the $17. It's about paying what you owe and not paying for what you don't owe. Okay. Now, so that's if you could do it that way. Now, you know, you got to be careful when you're doing that, because, you know, this area has to be the correct area. So basically, I don't know if I showed you the 3Ds. See, there's a bunch of them that I'm going to move this over. Let's Shift Enter, give me much more space. Okay, so here's some other ones that I drew. Now, so like I said, doing it this way, you can only go to the center of it. Okay, now we're gonna throw another scenario. Okay, so let's say that I had a, what size is this? Two, yeah, this one, or let's do a 3x3. Is that what? Yeah, that's a 3x3. Okay, so, um, you know, I created that. All it is here, here. So all it is I have a 3x3 room, and then I went in here and I told it uh, the type of room was, excuse me, yeah, the type of ceiling is a tray. The distance from the opening was 0, and the distance from the recess is 6 inches and 1 foot tray height. Okay, let's change that to 2 feet. Okay, let's see what it looks like. 3D. Yeah, some of them are pretty deep. Okay, now this time I want this guy right here, and I want another one down here. And to be more specific, I want it 3 feet from up here, 3 feet from down here, 3 feet from up here. So in other words, basically that guy would be like right there. Now you see how it has a red circle with a slash. It's not gonna look, if I release it, it is not gonna let me put it there. You know, I could put this guy right here all day long, but I cannot put it inside a room. See, nowhere inside that room. So there's a way to get around that. Because remember, I told you I wanted it 3 feet from here, 3 feet from here, 3 feet from here, 3 feet from here. Okay, that's basically where I want it. So now let me show you how I would do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create me a like an area block. Okay, so I want that. So 3, 3 is 6. So I want this block to be 6 by 6. Okay, so 6 and then 6 this way. Wow, there's no way. I'm gonna have to do it too, because that's I'm not gonna be able to add both of them. So I'm just gonna say 2 feet from each side, from each corner. Okay, actually, so 2 feet would actually be 4 feet. Okay, you'll see what I'm talking about. 4, and then 4. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the Control C, Control V, do the same thing on this corner. So watch this. Okay, so now I'm gonna make myself a break tool. I'm gonna click right here, and then I'm break. Not letting me do that because of that thing there. So that's okay. So we're gonna hit break. Then we're gonna move this over, and so that skylight is. Let me. So let me hit S for, so I can draw me a little guideline. Okay, so this guy right here. Now I can go in here, put this guy here. Well, you know what? So this is 3 feet. I'd actually need this to be 5 feet. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so it's not let me do it because it's mapped to that. Okay, so I need that to be 5 feet, and I need that to be 5 feet. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way. I know this is sound. Most people are not gonna put it exactly in that area. Now if I grab this guy here, get me this guy and put it right there. Okay, now I don't need that guy no more. So okay, so now watch what I'm going to do. You can get more precise, but this is just okay. So you see, I don't have anything. Look, if I move this over, look, I can still guide myself to this area, but I want it to be exactly. Okay, so I'm not going to mess with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me this little snap line, snap to the center of that. Let's enlarge. I want this thing to snap right inside there, and it's important that this guy gets snapped the same direction. Now, so if I try to close this room like this, it ain't gonna happen. So the best thing to do, let's hit Control Z, is I don't need that guideline no more. Whoop, okay, so the best thing to go ahead and do is close this in. I'm gonna hit my Control key. That's gonna create a new room. Don't worry about that. We're gonna fix that later. Now, so remember I said I wanted it 2 feet, and another thing is we don't need these walls. Okay, so we're gonna remove the walls. And now from this corner to this corner should be pretty close to 2 feet. Let's see how close I got. So if I drag 2 feet 2 inches, I can live with that. Nobody's going to measure that, and I can tell you it's going to be the same way the other way. Okay, so now here, what I'm going to do, you see it says room 2. I'm going to tell it label. I don't want it labeled. Okay, and I'll show you why. Right now, I can go in here, put this as a sub room of living room 2, but I want to show you why I don't want to do it right now, because I want to show you how this thing works. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing on this other corner. So far, this is what it's looking like. You see, we have on one corner, we have the sunroom, skylight. Okay, so let's put another skylight on the other side. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but it's a lot easier when I'm doing it by myself, and it's easy. It's just explaining it takes time, and I mean, it only takes a few seconds to, not seconds, but a few minutes to do this. So I'm going to put that same skylight on that other corner. Okay, so hit Control V, and same thing. You know, we would go in, make a break tool. Okay, and then so I would go in and I'll make sure that it's big enough so I don't keep on playing with this thing. So I'm going to hit my S, and I'm going to snap to that part and the top and left right there. Then I'm going to get this guy right here. I'm going to put him there. Get this guy, snap to that corner, snap to that corner. Okay, delete that, come in here, get my skylight, Control C, Control V, and then I'm going to snap to those 2 corners. I don't need, oh yeah, I'm going to keep that there. Actually, what I really want to do is snap to the centers of those things. So there's the center of that one, and there's the center of that one. So now I'm gonna move this over to this corner. Okay, I'm gonna grab this guy, hold my control key, and create that new room. Just in case, I'm gonna leave that room because I have to explain what's going on. We will delete the walls. Oh, I said walls, not room. Let's escape. Okay, so now this is what it looks like. I got two skylights. Okay, so let's go to 1D. So now when I go to my estimate, I have a lot of extra skylights. Okay, see the skylight number 4, and so here, let me escape. No, let's go to. Let me remove all those other ones. So okay, so now let's go back. Okay, so let's go to the estimate. See, I got a living room, I got a skylight 4, room 2, skylight 5, room 3. And so when I do the estimate, I want it just to affect this guy, right? You know, I want one entry. Okay, so all I got to do, go to sketch, select everything, shift control C to combine, or I think it's right click. You see, it's here. Let's hit Control Z, and you see right here, combine is same thing as Control Shift C. So I use that command a lot. That's why. Now let's go to the estimate. So check this out. Now we just have one thing. So when I select that, it's going to give me on the ceiling. It's going to give me 215 square feet. Okay. Now, so let's go in there again, and let's ungroup that. So Shift Command S will separate it. And it's going to ask me if I want to separate it. And now go to my estimate. So let's see, 590, 500, oh, 594.41. I'm selecting ceiling, right? Sketch, select everything, combine it, go to estimate, 729, because it created one room. As you create in that room, is adding the skylight and adding the skylight. But we do have to remove the top part of it, because the top part of it is a window. So let's go to sketch, and they're both going to be the same, and all I need is a calculation. So you see what I keep on doing? So watch this. All I got to do is just select that right there, hit shift shift minus, shift plus, and it'll bring it right into your thing. Now all I got to do is type the A for area, snap to those two. Now control enter. So I have to not hardly anything. So all I got to do is remove. Oops, I don't want to. Control C. 1.17 square feet, and you can leave that there because that's just a reference area. So let's go and go to the estimate. So here it would be ceiling minus Control V, which is the 1.7, and so instead of 215 is 214.61. So we'll just go in here, Control C, Control V, enter, Control V, enter. Now you got the exact measurements. Okay, guys. So there's actually another way to do this, but this is the fast way. Matter of fact, the other one, when I I got in my phone and I was comparing the estimates, it was just a little bit difference, but this way was the most accurate way. The other way you could lose like maybe 1 square feet, which is not a lot, but I'm not going to teach that if it's going to be off that bad. Okay, so if you got any questions or y'all need anything explained, you can always email me. Let me see if I have my email. Well, it'll be on this video. If you look at the description of it, you'll see my email address, and it'll have a little description as to what I did here. Thank you for watching my video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you got questions, email me. Thanks.